Hello, everyone. Welcome to all of you from around the world. My name is Anika the Raker. It is my honor and pleasure to be your MC for semifinals of the Youth Entrepreneur Global Business Plan Pitch Semifinals competition. We are track one and have 5 teams of entrepreneurs from Chandigarh, Boston, DC, Orange County, and Silicon Valley. Accompanying me today is Sanika Argawal as a timekeeper and Sonali Lunia as a moderator. Our honorable judges are Louis Sheets, John Amin, Siddharth Bashan, and lastly, we have Anju Marnpuri. Now I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown of what's going to happen as each team gets ready to go. You'll have 1 minute for your elevator pitch, 10 minutes to share a pre-recorded video, and if it goes over the 10 minutes, it will get cut off. 5 minutes for the judges to ask questions, so 1 question per judge, so please keep the questions and answers brief, and 1 to 5 minutes to score and transition. Each team will be up for around 25 minutes total. Let's get this show started and good luck to all the contestants. I would like to call up Team Chandigarh to present their 1 minute elevator pitch.
Right. Should I start? Good afternoon, everyone. So, mechanization of agricultural operations with modern techniques and machines has improved farm productivity over the years. However, the high cost of ownership of these equipments is the biggest hurdle for 86% of small and marginal farmers in India. There is an urgent need that mechanization reaches every farmer, making farming efficient, productive, and timely. It will also increase production and get the farmers out of farm debt and ultimately prevent farmer suicides. We want to help the farmers achieve this by providing them with a digital platform, an online platform, making farmer to farmer renting equipments easy without them stepping out of their homes, giving them a greater reach to their potential customers with the convenience of an app. Farmers spend a lot of money and have to take loans to buy these expensive equipments, which they only use for a few days in a year. Now, through our platform, they can rent these same equipments to other farmers with a click of a button. This will give the farmers who already own equipments an additional source of income, and the small farmers can rent these same equipments at a fraction of the cost of ownership. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Chandigarh. Next, we will move on to see their pre-recorded video.
Framhub, a farmer's marketplace. 56% of India's population's primary source of livelihood is agriculture, out of which 86% are small and marginal farmers owning below 5 acres of land. In Punjab only, 65% farmers hold below 5 acres of land, and there is a balanced ratio of the well-to-do and the needful farmers. Now, as farmers are not allowed to burn stubble anymore, they are using happy seeders to take care of the stubble. The happy seeder is a tractor-mounted machine that cuts and lifts the rice straw, sows wheat into the bare soil, and deposits the straw over the sown area as mulch. High horsepower tractors are required to operate the happy seeder. To buy a high power tractor, it is a huge financial burden on the farmers in addition to purchasing a happy seeder. Now the problem is threefold. First is an excess of tractors. Punjab already has double the number of tractors it needs, but still has to buy more powerful tractors each year. Land holdings are decreasing in size, and therefore the farmers do not have the resources to buy farm implements, as they cannot generate enough revenue from the small land holdings. And third, the farmers do not have any farm cooperative society or other institution or a body from where they can rent out such equipments. Now this is a very serious problem. Farmers across India are committing suicides because of farm debt. Over 15,000 farmers committed suicide in the last 10 years in Punjab only. The average amount of debt per farm household in rural Punjab is 5.5 lakh rupees. High input costs and expensive machinery like happy seeders and high horsepower tractors is the root cause of the farmers' suicides. After an extensive research, we have come up with a solution that can save small and marginal farmers from incurring expense on farm equipment. We are developing a digital solution for the farmers to share and rent their farm equipment called Framhub. The solution is very simple. We will connect both the user and the farm equipment provider through our app. Now, belonging to a farming background myself and having gone to stand in solidarity with the farmers, we wanted to get to know more about the problem from the source, and therefore we surveyed more than 300 farmers. We asked them questions like what is the size of their farm holdings, the number of crops they grow in a year, do they already rent implements, and if they do, then how? What are the challenges they face, and are they tech enabled? Do they have access to a smartphone or any other digital device? Our findings were very encouraging. The survey showed that small and marginal farmers struggle for their survival. They did not have implements required to till, sow, and reap their crop. They are lagging behind technically and getting less production, which leads to a lower income. There is a dire need for such a platform, not only to help ease the labor they put in, but also to get more production using the latest tools and techniques. Now, our business model is extremely simple. Just log into the site and add the equipment you want the people to rent out, set a price and location, and easily get the bookings right on your phone. This platform equally serves both the suppliers to earn extra money and the renters, as they don't have to buy expensive equipment, while also fostering a sense of community. We provide access to services with equipment for all their farming needs at a fraction of the cost. The suppliers can also maximize their earning potential by serving more farmers throughout the cropping cycle. Framhub will be the first online platform to connect farmer to farmer. We could hardly find any competition in this space, especially a platform that provides the services we do. Also, being a digital solution, we can expand to multiple geographies in no time. Now, our go-to-market strategy is that we want to start lean and will try to tap in using our social media strength. We will reach out to farmers via Facebook and WhatsApp groups and market our platform there. We will also get into paid advertisements and use social influencers once we have firmly established ourselves. Now, we have divided our growth strategy into 3 phases. Initially, we will start off with a pilot project in Punjab and work on enhancements, content, and social media marketing. In phase 2, we will expand to other states across the country. We will work on narrowing our results to a village level and demo the product at Kisan Melas and farm expos across the country. Eventually, we have a vision to expand our solution to other similar geographies like South America, Africa, Southeast Asia, and any other place where the farmers are facing similar challenges. We will also add the sale of second-hand farm equipment, which was requested by the farmers themselves during our market research. Here are the financials for the first 3 years. We aim on getting 1,000 suppliers on board with us in the first year, and we have taken a 10x multiple for the users. Now, during our market research, we asked the number of equipments that are used by one farmer in one crop season, the total crop seasons in a year, and multiplied that to get the total transactions by a farmer in 1 year. You can also have a look at our customer acquisition cost and any other costs that we might face regarding web and app development, IT infrastructure, etc. We have taken extremely conservative numbers. Here are the sales projections for the first three years. So the listing validity will be for 1 month because with each cropping cycle, new equipments are required. We will be having premium listing for which we will charge $2 in the first year and increase our price by 50 cents each year. We will also be generating revenue by space selling. So basically we will be having a bit of loss in the first year, but we will be breaking even and be profitable from year 2 onwards. A little bit about the team. Coming from a farming background, I can correlate with the difficulties faced by the farmers, and this idea stemmed out from the same observation. I conceptualized the idea and I'm now developing the solution, talking to the potential users and taking their inputs to make it a success. I also look after the tech and the operational side of the business. My teammate Garv understands more of the marketing side, content creation and social media campaigns. He is extremely good at connecting with people, raising awareness and raising money. Garv is also leading the marketing side, revenue generation, advert management and the financial side of the business. Now we want to create an online rental marketplace for the farmers to mutually benefit each other. We want to keep the small and the marginal farmers out of debt by helping them rent implements instead of buying them, eventually preventing farmer suicides. Thank you.
Now it's time for the Q&A. Remember, you guys have 5 minutes for questions and answers, so let's keep it at one question per judge. Mr. Sheets, if you would like to start.
Sure, thank you. Interesting concept. I'm curious, you surveyed 300 farmers. How many of those farmers were on the supply side, the equipment holders that would be leasing to the farmers in need?
It was actually a really small percentage of that. So I guess out of 310 farmers, just 50 were on the supplier side. So the majority of the farmers were on the user side of the equations.
Okay.
Mr. Amin, if you would like to go.
Yes. In terms of the farmers and the equipment, is there a conflict in when they need to use the equipment, which would then limit the amount of availability for a supply side person to be able to actually rent it? Like, do they all need it at the same time, in other words? So is it feasible?
Garv, you want to take this one or should I?
So the harvesting cycle is normally over a span of 2 to 3 months, and the small and marginal farmers have an average land size of 5 acres. So it only requires a small amount of time for them to harvest their crop. So so the farmer who owns the equipment can rent it to the marginal farmer after he's done with it, because
Mr. Basheen, if you would like to go.
So, we guys checked on the ease of transportation of these heavy vehicles and the usage of these more sophisticated machines by the marginal farmers, as they might have not been using them before. So, what's the kind of experience levels for the usage of these machines for these marginal farmers?
Yes, they're already familiar with all the equipments that are out there in the market these days, because they're using it, but like just as I said, that they're going into debt by using them, but they are familiar with how to operate all the equipments and how to use them and all that side of the equipment. So they're pretty familiar with it.
And as for transport of them, they are normally attached to a tractor, which almost every farmer owns in India.
Mr. Narangulu, if you would like to go.
Sure. Again, interesting idea. I think very much required in India, considering the large farming community. Have you done any prototype or to see how it works? Particularly, this is kind of a tech solution, and you're talking about small and marginal farmers.
Yeah, so we do have a prototype ready with us. It's still a bit in development, but it'll be fully completed within a couple of months, maybe till October. So 3 or 4 months, and we'll be completely ready with the site. it'll be up and working. And as for the small and marginal farmers on how to use them, so it's a website, and according to our survey, everyone was in touch with a smartphone or any other digital device. So that's why they'll be really easily able to be use our website, as it's really user friendly, and we'll also be making it a multilingual platform. So that's why it'll be extremely easy for them to use it.
We also have a partially working website, myfarmup.in, which is live right now.
Okay, good.
Okay, so we have 1 more minute left. If the judges would like to add anything, or the team, you may do so.
I can follow up with a quick question. Of the farmers you surveyed, you mentioned you asked about tech savviness, access to a smartphone. What percentage had access and would be comfortable using the app?
It was actually a huge percentage. Almost everyone these days is in touch with a smartphone, even if it's not a very popular phone or anything, but everyone does have a smartphone or a phone or a tablet or something. So that's why I guess 95% of the farmers that we surveyed were very well in access with a smartphone and were using it constantly. So that's not much. Yes.
I have a quick question. I'm just wondering, in your interviews, did you have deep expertise in the area? Did anything surprise you in the interviews?
It was actually we were expecting this, but yes, we weren't expecting that percentage of the farmers would be on the user side of our business. Like there were many small and marginal farmers that just couldn't afford to buy such expensive equipments, and that is why they were getting loans, and they were really having a hard time with keeping up with the technology that's coming out in the market these days. So that was a bit of a surprise to us by the percentage of the farmers that own below 5 acres of land. So
that wraps up our Q&A. Thank you so much to Team Judge Great job. And now the judges will have 5 minutes to deliberate and transition.